Hey guys, it's me again. It's actually the end of the day. I was hoping that I'd be recording this a bit earlier. It's pretty much 10 o'clock actually. And I wanted to just talk about something fairly quickly. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know fairly quickly means maybe a little bit under a quarter of an hour. I'll try not to talk for too long, but I wanted to talk about politics because today was my first election that I had to participate in, because we had an election for local government. So it was my section, which is like Tucker Ward, which is like Glen Ira in Victoria. And wow, it was scary because I mean I'd never done it before and I didn't actually know like much about the candidates, because I was kind of like going, ooh, who's dealing with the big issues like environment and stuff, because we've got Greens, and since it's local government, pretty much the big issues were whether there is enough open space and whether or not there's too much development, which I don't know, I don't really care that much about. Like, I care somewhat about the development, but not as much as most people. But I wanted to talk about politics, because I actually hate politics, and I wanted to kind of explain why. And the reason is, and it's not because of like all the promises and stuff, it's the main reason, the first reason that I actually started to hate politics was the advertising. So quite a lot of the time there's tons of advertising in the election, and the reason that I hate it is because it's so like negative. And what I mean by that is it's not negative as in like, oh, it's all depressing and emo and stuff. It's negative in terms of they're not actually saying anything useful. Like, essentially, in Australia, there are two main parties. There's the Labours and there's the Liberals. And basically, the Labour have ad campaigns that bash the Liberals, and Liberals have things that bash the Labour. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this one, which was about an environmental issue, and the rest of people on Facebook at the same time, and they were like, all, they were bashing this environmental thing, like, oh, it's the crappiest thing ever, it's gonna be blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, okay, I guess that's a good point. But the thing that I always keep coming back to is, well, that's all well and good, what the hell do you think about the issue? Because they're more than willing to say, oh, your thing is so stupid, it'll never work, blah blah blah. They don't actually spend any time saying what their idea is and how it's going to be better, and that's the main reason that I started hating politics. And I also hate it in general just because of Question Time, because it almost mimics it, because it's not, there's very few touching on important major issues. For example, there were talks recently by our current Prime Minister, Ms. Julia Gillard, about the leader of the opposition, Tony Abbott, being a misogynist, being a sexist, and I was like, oh my god, this is so awesome. Like, I watched the full 15 minutes, I was like so into it, because I definitely think sexism is rampant, not only crazy amounts in the world, but especially in Australia, because like we're so masculine and stuff, and we conform way too much to the gender stereotypes. But look, quite a lot of the time, not in all circumstances. I'm not going to get into a fight about generalizations. And I thought that was really cool, but that almost never happens. There's quite a lot of the time it is simply them being schoolyard bullies. Like, it's all about them getting one up on the competition and calling each other like clever names, like, ooh, this is so funny, everyone's gonna love it. And I mean, I don't look at tons of Question Time things, so I probably can't judge, but I just find it really stupid. I might go into more detail in a later video. I'm thinking of doing, I've got an idea up in here, I've got tons of ideas up here, but I've got one for when the federal election rolls around to do my own kind of fake advertisement kind of things. But that's definitely something for later on. Anyway, I hope you guys, I don't know, live long and prosper, avoid elections where possible, and have a good one. So I guess I will see you guys later if I can find where my mouse cursor is, and then click on the stop button now.